Hope you're doing really well. Hi, Soph.
Hi.
Wow, what a treat we've got for you today.
Yeah.
We are today in Northamptonshire, named it Rothwell, the Holy Trinity Church in Rothwell, not Rothwell Leeds, which you'll find out about in a minute. Special exclusive access to film, the only other Ossuary, Bone Crypt, we'll just sort of say politely. We've done the other one. In fact, I have, but Sophie's also visited it. I'll put a link down below. That's in Hive, in Kent, for all of you. So, we're going to tick off a thing for both of us, which is the only. It's quite. When you think about it, when you think, how lucky are we? The only other one in the whole of England. So, you only have a second Bone Crypt. So, this will be the second one. We've done it after this. We've got very special permission access to do this. You can visit it, general public, by the way.
Yep.
So we're not going to sort of claim that this is like really special, but we are special because we've got this all to ourselves.
Yep.
Please enjoy, once the Phoenix History logo surprises you, the history of this supplied by Mick.
Thank you, Mick.
Who's been, thank you, Mick, for supplying this. What a lovely bloke, by the way. Real honour to have him. He's basically the guide for this. So we've even got him talking about it. So enjoy it, and we will see you after you see Mick. Come on in, let's do it. I mean, thank you so much for this opportunity for us to film here today. Please tell us about the actual Bone Crypt.
Well, we're in a quite historic church. This crypt is 13th century, as is most of the church, but an older part of the church is 12th century Norman. Now, the archaeologists believe that there are about 10,000 bones here. They are from all parts of the human body, but you'll notice there's a preponderance of the larger bones, the skulls and the femurs. But this is because in 1910-1911 time, they had a problem through the two south-facing windows, which are in that direction, with water coming in. So they stacked all the bones in the middle, but then they reinterred a lot of the smaller bones, hence the disparity. Now, in the medieval period, as your viewers probably know, there was only one religion in Western Europe, apart from southern Spain, Roman Catholicism. Now, purgatory was a Catholic concept in the early 13th century. Some prelates believed in it, some didn't, and others, being canny politicians, were sitting on the fence. But in 1254, Pope Innocent IV decreed that if you were ascended into heaven, then first you went to purgatory, and dependent on how pious you were, and shock horror, how many masses you paid the church for the repose of your soul, would cut your time down in purgatory until you'd finally ascend into heaven. And these ossuaries came into being in the middle of the 13th century at this point in time. And the University of Sheffield, who've been doing a lot of research with us, they believe that it's not a coincidence, it's all tied in with the Roman Catholic belief in purgatory. Now, in this country, in the 1530s, we have a change of religion. The Protestant Church, the Church of England, doesn't believe in purgatory. And originally, there were probably hundreds of these ossuaries. Every cathedral, minster, and large church would have had one, are suddenly obsolete. A lot of them, they reburied the bones. In this case, the ground was covered up to the side of the church, as it is now. It would have been an external door. Door would be locked. You wouldn't talk about it because it would be a heresy from the previous religion. So within 1 or 2 generations, most people would have forgotten that this church ever existed. Until about 1700, a sexton, a grave digger, fell in through one of the south-facing windows when he was digging a grave. Now, there are other theories about the bones which have been debunked. One, battlefield victims, plague victims, monastic burials. But those theories have been debunked. But one that probably is still apt is routine clearance of graveyard. So my personal belief is the raison d'etre for the bones being here was purgatory, but as a side effect, it helped with clearance from the graveyard.
And what people may not know, because we've got quite a big Kent following, obviously, they'd be quite interested to know that you actually come from Kent yourself.
I do.
But now you've moved up to Northamptonshire.
Yeah. Born in Canterbury, bred in Whitstable,
There you go.
Broadstairs, went to school in Ramsgate.
Oh, brilliant. See, we were sort of saying it would be such a treat for a lot of our viewers in Kent who would love to sort of know about that sort of story. The only other thing that I'd like to sort of think about with this is obviously the classic tales. I mean, are there any hauntings that go on within this church that we know of at all? Whether you believe in it or not?
I'm afraid not. No, no. People would have wanted their bones to be here. Would have probably wanted them to be seen and possibly even touched as well. So it's devotion of the dead, basically, tied with the purgatory scenario. So these people would have wanted to. Would have wanted to be here. So I don't think it's.
Is there a button?
I don't know why that light's
That's a bit weird.
gone off.
Okay. Go on, yeah, we'll do it like this. It's quite cool. Talking about ghosts, that was a bit weird, wasn't it? Yeah, there we go. So the only other thing that we wanted to sort of talk about, also whilst we're here, which is quite bizarre, is that really the only other thing that we wanted to note was obviously that this is the only other one bar the one in Hythe. Is that correct? That we know of?
The only other medieval one apart from
Yeah.
St Leonard's Hythe in Kent.
Yeah.
And all the bones there are white,
That's
but then
right,
it's
yeah.
chalk based.
Yeah, yeah.
While here they're not white, it's ironstone, the stone, all the earth here, so they're more of a brownish hue.
Yeah.
There is a post-Reformation ossuary, which is St Bride's in London,
Right.
but that's not normally open to members of the public.
The only other final question I wanted to ask you is obviously promotion. So people can visit this, can't they?
Yes, they
so
can.
explain more about that if possible, so if people want to visit.
Well, if they go to the Holy Trinity Church website
Put a link down below anyway.
in Northamptonshire, I hasten to add, because there is a holy in Rothwell, Northamptonshire.
That's right. Yeah, there is it. Yeah.
As opposed to the Holy Trinity Rothwell near Leeds.
Which is interesting in that trade.
Yeah, and we have had people occasionally go to Leeds instead of here. Yeah, you'll find some details about the crypt here and also my contact details, so I can book you in on a Sunday afternoon slot.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Mick. We're going to take a look around now and explore it for ourselves. Hopefully we can get some more light on this spooky adventure. But thank you so much for your time.
Okay,
and I think we're going
brilliant.
to take a look. Cheers,
Okay,
thank you.
Cheers.
Right, torch is set. Let's have a look. Well, everybody, welcome back. A bizarre thing happened in recording, which you noted, which was very bizarre. We were talking about, as you've just seen, we were talking about the paranormal side, and there wasn't anything. And all of a sudden, literally, that backlight, for no reason, just went off, which is really weird. Now, that's odd because it shouldn't have done that. Actually, Mick had to go up and turn it off and on again, assuming that it wouldn't come back on, but it has done. So that was weird because we were literally talking about the paranormal stuff. You've just seen that. That's never happened on this channel ever, where something genuinely eerie has happened. You were pretty spooked by it, weren't you? I think we were a little spooked. Is quite a strong word, but
the timing was great.
The timing was great, and the fact we've got to film that.
And unintentional.
Yeah, because I'm not going to edit. Obviously, you've seen it. We've literally done that in real time. So we've literally carried on stoically with the torches that provide first impressions. Safe. If we compare it to Hive, let's just do that. There is an atmosphere.
Yeah.
There is a rawness in the most beautiful way, I'd say, about this place.
It's not as Hive is quite open crypt. This is obviously.
Yes, this one doesn't see many visitors. Unless you would like to visit it, like I said, feel free to check the links below. But there is an atmosphere. Regardless, we're not talking paranormal, by the way.
No.
It's just a different vibe down here. Not what you'd expect at all.
No.
And well worth the journey. So we're going to just show you really the condition and state of which is ours from a private collection, medieval school or late cemetery. Medical school, sorry, got excited. Late 1700s, undergone craniotomy. What word? Probably from private collection again or medical school. Very early. There was a way, wasn't there, to tell between male and female? Do you remember that? I can't remember now.
The males have. Hang on, is there a man in here? Women have flat eye sockets, men have quite a pronounced eye socket.
There we go.
Looks like they're frowning.
And this is why Sophie is in my life, because she actually pays attention when she goes to these places. So obviously Sophie wasn't in the filming of the Hive one, because that was quite a while back, as you can probably tell when you do watch that video. Please watch that to get a context of the difference. But me and Soph did visit together, again, the Hive one for a second time now. There you go. But yeah, very interesting. Let's keep exploring. Hello. Sorry, the lighting is. We're at the far end We're at the far end, and it's visibly darker, and there's still spiders' webs and everything else. That's a nice ambient lighting. Just going to show you, because of how close we are to the bones. That's Sophie's feet. It's very open. This is kind of like, obviously you don't touch them, you leave them for obvious reasons. But the fact of the matter is that you are very exposed to them. And then you've got these two, we're going to call them crates, technically, of bones that are in the middle. And then basically, just to put a context into it, you've got two crates. And then surrounding it, you've got multiple leg, arm bones, I'm assuming. And then you've got the skulls that are on basically all around that's surrounding you. So you're basically having everybody look at you. It's not like in Hive where it's just all one-sided, actually, isn't it? You were saying something, forgive me, you were saying it was the atmosphere was...
Just feels a bit restless.
Restless, that's right. It's a beautiful word, terminology for it. It is a restless feeling, actually. It's understandable, isn't it, really? Obviously, the conditions are in various states. You can see, again, like I said, they have been numbered for documentation purposes. But, wow, actually, I kind of like the fact that we're having to use these torches for the light. Not sure, can we get, we can get round. I'm going to get round. But that's quite a narrow passage, and I'm aware that I've just walked through a spider's web. Hang on, there we go. It's just, I'm not going to touch anything, everybody. I want to make that very clear. Respect is as respectful as possible in a place like this. But look at this. That is a row of
Femurs.
Yeah, femurs. Thank you. I do know my terminologies. It's just that, as per usual, it's quite overwhelming in a place like this, and I'm constantly reminded of myself when I'm here of how lucky we are that we get opportunities like this. And I'm actually a bit spooked out by the fact that light just decided it wanted to go off whilst we were talking about paranormal stuff. So I think it was just a reminder, if you ever believe in spiritualism, that maybe people are out there just sort of saying, oh, we are listening. But look, some of these... talk about, if you want eerie... in these plastic bags. I'm assuming for preservation purposes. Keep getting spiders' webs in my face, so it clearly shows that there's not many just people. Yeah. That is... Isn't it weird? It's just the atmosphere of this place is like nothing I've ever experienced for obvious reasons. And I think it is because we are so exposed down here. And it's such a beautiful church above, isn't it? That's the thing. It's genuinely so pretty above, which you sort of got an idea of roughly. Obviously, we're not really focusing on the church itself. We're actually focusing on its history here. But look at that. The lighting. Oh, like I said, I wouldn't say it's paranormal or eerie down here at all. And obviously this video isn't about that. That just happened to sort of coincide with it. But it's hard when you see a rack of bones. And that's, without being rude to most people, that's probably what we're going to end up as. You know. Beautiful arches as well. Stunning medieval ones. We've seen those in our medieval undercrofts. Many of those. But yes, this is, if we're comparing it to Hive, which I don't think really we should, because it's totally different. I mean, it's the same principle, but there's nothing about it, except that I would say atmosphere-wise. Yeah. We're a bit like, aren't we? I don't know. We seem different down here in a strange way. I think it's a lot to process.
Yeah.
I think
Definitely got an atmosphere.
Yeah, I can tell from social reaction that it's a different one.
Yeah.
It's a different one. Yeah.
Not bad.
No, not bad, just different. Look at this though, I don't...
I did.
Yeah, no. Well, we're not going to spend too long down here, everybody. Photos are obviously going to be provided to you by Sophie. Obviously, that was when Mick's been talking, obviously, to talk about it. Those photos Sophie's taken. But really, we are here just to, I know it's been documented well enough, but to have this exclusive access, or access nonetheless, to sort of have this is remarkable, and it will genuinely be something I don't think that me and Soph will ever forget in a hurry. I'm just trying to literally capture as much as possible without sort of not thinking that we've not done what we can, without it getting a bit too... Some of you might find it boring. I don't know. I don't obviously find it boring at all. Because every single skull is totally different in its condition. I mean... The stories these people could have told us, and the lessons we could have learned, I don't know. It's really hard not to sort of think about stuff like that. Interesting that says, for example, 56, and that's been crossed out. There's a different one with different writing that says 137. What we'll do is we'll just take one more look round the opposite side, I think. And I think we're pretty much done, everybody. Come on. Honestly, could not. That was quite hypnotic, isn't it? Actually, just sort of staring at these and just.
This is particularly good.
Yeah, this is because it's darker, isn't it? There's a...
No, the bags.
Oh yeah, the bags. I know.
It's kind of sad.
I've always said, and I think most people watching this channel would appreciate if you've watched me from a very young age, I don't mind it in the dark. And actually, I feel very peaceful down here, weirdly enough. Some of you might find that bizarre, but you have to understand that I've never had a problem with the dark. In fact, I kind of enjoy it. If these lights all went off now, I know I'd be surrounded by skulls, but actually I wouldn't be scared. Although, obviously, that'd be funny if that just went off all of a sudden again. But I find the darkness quite peaceful. I think that's mostly because my anxiety, my stress, actually, when you shut your senses off, most people's become heightened. I kind of actually, I've never had a problem with it, really. So I'm talking, obviously Sophie's there, bless her. But Sophie knows my anxiety struggles and stuff. But that's why I think one of the main reasons why I was used to like caves and abandoned underground stuff, which I still love, because actually, when I do turn the torch off when I'm not filming, for all of you, like, you might find that weird, but actually I find it really peaceful. Just to absorb the sound, because it's dead quiet in here now, isn't it? Look, if we're not talking...
Did you mean to be ironic?
Well, no. Just when it's quiet. Thoughts and feelings, Soph?
It's really Yeah, it's got an atmosphere. It's an interesting place. But yeah, it's has got an atmosphere for sure.
Right. Should we head out?
Yes.
Come on then. Well, everybody, that was incredible, wasn't it? I think there's a lot to talk about outside of the filming. Actually, that me and Sophie are going to debrief ourselves on, because it is just it's a strange place for multiple reasons. But actually, funny enough, if you want to have like a spiritual angle on it, there's nothing negative. No. I don't think. I've not. In fact, actually, it's been quite calming. Except obviously, if you want to believe in spiritual, clearly that light or the people down there wanted to make themselves known. Hang on, we are still down here. Maybe you never know. That's so bizarre. That's one thing I'm going to reflect on for. Probably going to watch this video back quite a few times, just out of that sort of sheer willingness. Thank you so much to Mick for allowing us the opportunities and for him to be so kind and patient for us to sort of have this opportunity just to wander around for ourselves, which is a beautiful thing. So thank you, mate, for that. Sophie, reflections on it? Any thoughts?
It's a nice, peaceful place. It's nice, but yeah, it has got an atmosphere.
Isn't it weird? Like, you've done exactly what I felt. You have to pause to think about what you're going to say. It's not one of these instant, blah, 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 blah. It's actually...
It needs a moment of reflection.
Yeah, it does.
And respect.
Yeah, well, hopefully we've given our ancient ancestors as much respect as possible. And hopefully you, more importantly, have liked the video. You can visit this place. Feel free to check out the links below and to arrange a visit. I thoroughly recommend you should do it, as long as you're respectful, as you always know. And much love. Thank you, Sophie, for joining me, more importantly. And like I said, photos that you will see overlaid being provided by Sophie. And it's just been a once in a lifetime opportunity. Now, we can say we are one of the small group who's visited both. Yeah. That of Hive and that here up in Rothwell in Northamptonshire. Yeah. Take care, everybody. Much love to all of you out there. Thank you, Soph. Yeah. Shall we just... Actually, we won't compel you. We're just going to sort of disappear, I think. Oh. Yeah, I think that would be quite nice. Take care. Much love to all of you out there. Because history matters. Feel free to spread the word of the channel. It's because of your kindness and your support out there for spreading the word of the channel, for basically contributing to this by liking it or spreading the word, that keeps me motivated and also supports Sophie in her own endeavours as well, for both us being historical lovers and documentarians, more importantly. Take care. We will see y'all very soon. Right. Take care, everybody. Come on then.